Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good afternoon to anyone who's watching this video. My name is Muhammad Ashraf bin Khair Azam. Today I will be talking about the differences between monocotyledons and dicotyledons. In the world of angiosperms, there are two main angiosperms that are more common than others, which are monocotyledons and dicotyledons. But first, we are going to talk about the monocotyledons. Monocotyledons, also known as monocots, are grass-like flowering plants which the seeds only contain one, while the dicotyledons contain two. The key word here is mono and dico. Mono means one, and dico means two. It's a bit similar like carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide, CO and CO2. They only have one embryonic leaf, or the cotyledon they mentioned. It is one of the key classes in which the flowering plant has been historically split. Dicotyledons, on the other hand, have more than two seeds because the name dico already explains it all. The difference, like I said before, mono and dico are mono is one, dico is two or more. They the dicotyledon, on the other hand, has more distinctive features than the monocotyledons. Because if you're gonna check the stem features, the stems in the dicotyledons are more detailed than the ones in the monocotyledons. To see the differences between these two in person, let's go outside and see what we can find.
Okay, now we are outside. Let's see the different types of varieties we can find. Okay, small plant. This is what you call a dicotyledonous plant because look at its features. I will explain it later. It is also a dicotyledonous plant. Unfortunately, some pest wants to eat my leaf. Don't know what they like about my leaves. You see here, this is a monocotyledonous plant because you see this has parallel lines on the leaves, while these ones has broad lines. That's one of the easiest way to tell if this is monocotyledonous or dicotyledonous. This is actually a hard one to classify, and the aloe vera. It's actually a really hard one to classify. And I'll show you another plant. There's actually a monocotyledon, even though it does not look like it. You see, there's a lot of plants you can admire here. This is my backyard. This is the basil leaf. This is the basil, or the oregano, if I'm not mistaken. This is the basil leaf. And okay, this is actually a banana tree, and this banana tree, believe it or not, is a monocotyledon. I'll explain it later too when we're inside. Believe it or not, it's actually a monocotyledon and not a dicotyledon. Here we have some lemongrass too. Good plant to keep the cockroaches and lizards out. We're doing more projects, so don't mind the messiness. It's good for the plants. Okay, we're back inside. You see, not just minutes after we went out, and I decided to pluck one of these leaves. It's like it's already dead. It wants to fold itself in half because the main source of its life is already been taken from it. Sorry, little one. You're an experiment. You see these edges. I'm sorry, I just couldn't really snap it in place. I'm not really good snapper. But the dicotyledon one, it's still fine. Let me close up if you can't see. This close up is good to tell if this is dicotyledon. Alright. This is monocotyledon again, like we took from that plant. I'm sorry, little one.
Okay, now we're back inside. Unfortunately, this really didn't last long, as you can see in my previous video. Not my previous video, I mean like my previous point of view. This are really curled up. It's already dead. This is still living. In these leaves, the vascular bundles are always in a ring. They are never scattered. But like this, the one that's already died here is scattered. The vascular bundles are scattered everywhere. Um these plants, they only have florals in three, while this dicotyledon has florals in four or fives. Okay, back what I was saying about the banana tree being a monocotyledon and not a dicotyledon, here's the answer. Often incorrectly thought of a tree, like I said, I thought it was a tree. We also call it as a tree. It's actually a monocot because it's related to the grass family. It is a type of monocot which does not have secondary growth, even though it looks like it's reproducing on the other side of its own body. They die down regularly after the banana plant has reproduced its fruit. That means because it only produces once in a lifetime, it will they die down and reproduce. When they have been produced, the child that they have will also carry on that, and it will only stay in one area. I think we can actually stop talking about the differences between monocotyledons and dicotyledons, and rather we talk about some examples of monocotyledon plants and dicotyledon plants. Okay, we're going to talk about monocotyledons first. The most obvious monocotyledon plant we can see every day are grass. The second one is orchid. The third one is water plantain. The fourth one is asparagus. The fifth one is the panda's favorite food, the bamboo. The sixth one is the banana tree, like I mentioned earlier. The seventh one is also the one I mentioned earlier, aloe vera. The eighth one is the is rice. The ninth one is wheat, and the 10th one is maize, which is corn basically. Now on to the dicotyledons. The dicotyledons has a lot of Latin names, so I will pronounce it for you, don't worry. The names for the examples for dicotyledon plants are Campanulales, Verticilles, Archailamidae, Austrobaliales, Schisandrici, the king of fruit durian, the queen of fruit mangosteen, the child's favorite strawberry, the Italian favorites basil, and the all-time favorite mango. Now, people actually often mistaken mango for a monocotyledon because it appears to have one seed, but actually that's not true. It has two cotyledons at least in one mango seed. It's just not visible to the naked eye. Okay, I'm sorry if I actually stutter a lot or I made some mistakes that or said some words that may disturb someone else's feeling or perspective. I'm just human. I will make mistakes and I will try to improve myself in the future. I am Muhammad Ashraf bin Azam signing off. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.